that?
Yes, Talent, we already know.
Okay, that's great. So then you have these steps. All you need to do is verify your organization is ready. May I ask you now, just let's be a bit interactive. What are the things that you must make sure that the environment is ready? If you can remember that.
You mean the license and so on?
Licenses, the security that we have spoken about, that everything is ready regarding the access, the user access, the
Permissions.
permissions, the security policies that you want to install, so that whenever you start using the Copilot, it will be following the pre-procedures or requirements that you have. Don't forget that there are some requirements that a certain kind of tier or certification or license you should be using in order to make the best of the license. As you can see, you can just verify the organization. This is a step that you do manually. Then you assign the required license to users and send them a welcome email. How do we do that? We can do that in the setup of Copilot guide, which we can access from admin portal from within the admin center in M365. These are the requirements that we are talking about, the licensing requirement, the technical requirements, the security and privacy requirements, and the usage guidelines. All you need to do is to verify all these and don't forget to support them, to support your users or your clients by some guidelines. You can use Microsoft Viva if it is enabled within the client's organization or within your organization. It's like I just like to call it like a small social media application that where you can send posts, you can send videos, where you can add your clients, add your employees to that portal, and you can just start sending them messages, or you can send them videos related to any topic you want to advertise or you want to educate about. So Viva is a good solution, and you can also use another method, which is by emailing, which is by putting some thing on your website. This depends on how you usually notify the clients or the employees that says something or there's a new technology coming. You use the best way for yourself. Okay, these are the prerequisites. If your organization uses E3 or E5, you are already uh, ready for the installation. These are the most important prerequisites, that you have Microsoft 365 for enterprise. These are the licenses required for the installed applications. They should have at least Microsoft 365 applications for enterprise installed in their computers. They, of course, can use the online version that also supports that. Okay. And you should have also Microsoft Entra ID. And if this is by default, whenever you have an E3 or E5 and a Microsoft 365 tenant, you would be having the Microsoft Entra ID, where you can go there and manage the access control and make sure that everything is ready. Everything you need to use should be put on OneDrive. I mean by that, anything you need to work on should be stored on OneDrive. This is up to you. If you have business OneDrive or personal OneDrive, this is up to the administrator, up to the users to manage the OneDrive in order to just allow the Copilot to access the files that needs to be within the MSC graph in order to make or use the Copilot uh, uh, benefits or the things that Copilot can do. You should have Microsoft Outlook, the new or the old, both are supported. Microsoft Teams, the new version, and I guess very soon it will be supporting the old version. If you have Microsoft Loop and Microsoft Whiteboard. So all of these should be as a prerequisites. Copilot for 365 included at $360 per year per month, it's 30. The minimum commitment is 1 year. So if any of the clients or your employees asked about the licensing, it is $30 per month, but the minimum commitment is 1 year. So for every user who's going to use the M3, the Copilot, should pay $360 per user per month. Of course, for us as technicians, we have some uh, things that we can do with artificial intelligence, but as a co-pilot, we can't use this feature unless we have the official one from Microsoft. Of course, you know some هيك بتجي من ورا زي ما بيقولوا back doors for that. You can use these benefits, but the official one should be paid. Technical requirements, as you can see here, it's just reading. Enterprise customers need E3 or E5. Small business, small and medium business would need the premium or business standard. We should have Microsoft Entra ID. Some features like restore management, etc., require OneDrive account. WebSockets are allowed to endpoints. This should be allowed. Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, first available in web versions and later in desktop. Whenever you start using the application, it will be starting in the web version. Then, after a period of time, it will be starting to appear in your
Khalid,
local.
it's already supported by the desktop version.
Yeah, I know, but they are telling you about how is it being installed. And whenever you start the Copilot, first it will appear on the version that is on the web. Then after that, it may be appear in a minute. But this is the main thing. Sometimes you would need to update the license. And بعض الأحيان you seem that it is not on. You just need to go to any of the applications that you want and just update the license so it will be appearing eventually. This is what is after this slide. Outlook users need to be using a new Outlook. Teams users must be using Teams Desktop. Loop tenants must have Loop enabled, and the cross applications depend on the index data. I know that you know that already and you have installed it. I don't know, but should be just fixed within your minds. Data protection recommendations. You should be walking or going through the information protection, labeling, content migration, SharePoint site restrictions, access reviews, data loss prevention, retention policies. These are very important reminders. I guess you should put on mind or put these steps because one leak or one mistake would or could take into a disaster. Nobody likes data to be leaked or coming from one user to another. This might cause a big disruption. Preparing the organization for data governance in Copilot, data permission will be consistent and users will only be able to search information they already have access to. I guess you know that already, but we are just stressing following the rules of Microsoft. It is important to use permission models available in Microsoft 365, such as SharePoint, to help ensure right access or right permissions are for the proper persons so that they do not, maybe sometimes it is the best way to give just read. Maybe you have to read and edit, read, edit, and write. This depends on your decision of how to categorize the users within your environment.
65 Copilot respects user-specific permissions to any.
Can you hear the voice? I guess maybe I didn't
we
share.
can.
Yeah, okay, let me just. Okay. It's clear. Let me know if it is not clear. Please interrupt me.
Content or graph information it retrieves and only generates responses based on information that you, as a user, explicitly have permission to access. And this really is the first thing that you can do to get ready for Copilot. Get your information ready for search. Now, for example, if your organization already has the right information access controls and policies established, as your users search in places like SharePoint, then they will only have access to the information that they need and nothing else. So if your organization is already doing this, you're already one step ahead. If not, the good news is there are tools and controls that you can use to get visibility into how information is being shared. So you can put automated controls in place to ensure the right level of access and stop oversharing before you roll out Microsoft 365 Copilot. So just as you would prepare the information in your organization for search, the same principles apply for Copilot, again, because Copilot will only retrieve information each user explicitly has access to. For example, if any given user within your organization has access to all or most internal information, then by definition, using search, they will most likely have access to things like sites and files across the organization that they should not have access to. Now, solving for this is an overall information access challenge, not unique to Microsoft 365 Copilot. The recommended approach here is to achieve what's called just enough access for each user within your organization to get their work done. Now, this would mean that if any given user searches for information they shouldn't have access to, it simply won't be found or retrieved. But if they search for information that they need to do their jobs with and have access to, that information can be found and is surfaced to them. If you have concerns that your internal information is currently overshared and most people within your organization may have too much access to sensitive information, let's dive deep on the things that you can do to address this. First, at the file level, Microsoft Purview's information protection, along with its data classification controls, integrated content labeling, and corresponding data loss prevention policies, can help you identify files in Microsoft Teams, in SharePoint sites, as well as OneDrive locations, and within email, and even in chat conversations, either containing sensitive information or classified content, then automatically apply controls to limit their access. Then moving up to the site, team, and container level, within Microsoft Teams and SharePoint, you can audit access to shared content at the site and team level and enforce restrictions that will limit information discovery to only those who should have access. To help automate this process even more, Microsoft Syntex provides advanced management capabilities to help find potential oversharing with your SharePoint and Microsoft Teams files, then put controls in place like requiring site access reviews by site owners or restricting access to defined security groups from one central place. These are just a few options, and once you have the controls in place, you can validate your access using search in the context of users with different roles in different departments or geographical locations. So whether or not you plan to use Microsoft 365 Copilot broadly, getting to just enough access will improve your overall information protection. Now, the second thing to prepare for Microsoft 365 Copilot is to get the prerequisites in place, and the third is to assign Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses. And I put these two items together because you can use the new Microsoft 365 Copilot setup guide as a wizard-based experience in the Microsoft 365 Admin Center to help with both. Now, you'll find the wizard in the setup page under apps and email. And once you get started, you'll see it lists out which apps and services you need in place for the full Copilot experience, in addition to having the right Microsoft 365 enterprise licenses in place, including access to Microsoft 365 apps for enterprise and web experiences, a work account in Azure Active Directory, files in OneDrive, the new Outlook app for email, Microsoft Teams apps across platforms, and the new Microsoft Loop experience, and semantic index for Copilot. And for a comprehensive list, you can find the prerequisites for Microsoft 365 Copilot and supported apps at aka.ms/m365 Copilot prereqs. Next, the third thing to do is to assign Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses to users, which can also be done here from the Setup Guide wizard. So in licenses, you'll see a listing of available Microsoft 365 Enterprise and Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses that you can assign right from here. Note that users that you assign Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses to will also need Microsoft 365 Enterprise licenses assigned to them. You can do that right from here, or you can use the Microsoft 365 Admin Center or other license assignment approaches as you would for any other Microsoft 365 service. In my case, I can see that I have 20 available licenses for Microsoft 365 Copilot, so I'll select it, and now I can assign licenses, and these are my available groups, and I'll choose this group with 9 members and assign. Then in email announcement, you'll see the email template provided to help inform and guide users with getting started information across all the apps. And we'll touch more on that in a second. And I can even send the email to other recipients I select from here. And finally, you'll see additional resources where to get more information. After you've completed these 3 primary steps for Microsoft 365 Copilot, there's even more that you can do as an admin to contribute to a successful rollout, just like you would as you deploy other new apps and services to drive awareness and adoption.
Okay. The last thing is to monitor the activity, the user activity. This is done for two major things, for two major reasons. The first reason is to make sure that the usage or the customer is using the things that he purchased, or you as an administrator or a technical support, that the company has paid an amount of money and you want to make sure that the clients or the users are using it. So this is an adoption, uh, we call it adoption stage, so that to make sure that from technical side everything is going fine. So you would need to monitor the users, how they are using the technology, which is called the Copilot. If they are using it in a proper method, if they are just doing what they are supposed to do, this way that you will feel like we are getting what we paid for. This is what we call the investment is paying for itself. I am sure that you agree with me that Copilot is very important and it's a product that pays for itself, at least from time wise. Maybe some people or some users need some additional support regarding how to use it, because yesterday I was just giving a session for the sales personnel, and until today they believe that the Copilot or the Chat GPT is better than Copilot. I sometimes agree with them in some places, but in some other places I do not agree with that. It's because that maybe the interface is different, and there is in the free chat GPT, the models are used that are the chat GPT 3.5, and it has stopped updating since year 2022. Of course, we can have enabled some plugins that will make the chat GPT take information or extract information from the internet. But with Copilot or Bing Chat, we have the model that is 4.0, and I guess 4.0 now we have it, which is enhanced, and it can do a lot better than the 3.5. Yes, go ahead.
Question concerning this.
Yes,
When it comes to ChatGPT 3.5,
yes.
can't we get the 4.2 for a license which is updated and has current information? So it's the same thing as Copilot.
Yes, this is what I was going to say. You can get not the unfree one, the paid version will be the same as Copilot. That's
Only
the
cheaper.
same, yeah, and cheaper. I guess it's $20 per month. This is what I guess.
Yeah, so
But
in this case, it's still better than Copilot.
and just in this case, but if we not compare something else, is that Copilot can log into my data and give me answers from my data. I will demonstrate that to you. Here comes the power of Copilot. And also, ChatGPT has what is called the team or collaboration version that also can log in within your information and give you the ability to answer questions and do things with your files. But why use, and that will be also for additional cost. But I guess for myself, or I think by myself, why do I use a non-native solution and I have a native solution coming from within my Microsoft family? What
Because
I mean, yeah, go ahead.
ChatGPT is more advanced, especially when it comes to the Arabic language.
Regarding the models, both support the Arabic language. I don't know the difference that you are facing, because I don't deal a lot with Arabic version or Arabic text. But as for my tests and experience, they should give the same result because they are both based on the same model, the OpenAI model. فهمت علي؟
Yes.
So maybe the interface is what we are preferring because we are used to using ChatGPT and we started using it since 2 years. So we are more familiar with that. Now, after I finish the slides, I will go with some things. For iPhone, I myself started using ChatGPT since it was launched, and I also have courses related. I train on ChatGPT, but when I go deeper within the models, I see that they are both using the same models. I don't know if there is something in ChatGPT related to Arabic, because I heard this from you today, and I heard this yesterday from one of the ladies in the sales team, but I am not sure about my answer. For myself now, I used to use ChatGPT more than Copilot, but now since Copilot since it started, I guess 3 or 4 months ago, I am using Copilot more than ChatGPT, and I will demonstrate with you what I do usually on both. Sometimes I use both of them. In order to do something or compare the difference between the achievement in this one or on that. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
So we will need to just make sure that we are comparing, we are viewing how users are using. As you can see, we have different types of reports we can get regarding or related to the usage. As you can see here, this is a report coming for 30 days, the enabled users number, the active users number, the percentage of the active users. Here in this tenant, we have 10,000 licenses that are not being used. I don't know the reason, but we have to, so as an administrator or as a technical, I should know why there are 10,000 licenses paid for and not being used. So I would need to interact with the users and see what the problem is. The most important here is these reports are coming from also the admin center and the M365, and they allow me to see a lot of things related to that. As you can see, we have another way to see them. This is in a graphical way. This is also a trend chart, as you can see. And here we have the way that we can just customize the report and what to display, the columns to display. We just select them or unselect the columns that we do not want to appear. As you can see, this is very simple to use. Here is the area where you can manage the Copilot. You can see that we have here on this area, we have the Copilot. I myself don't have it because I'm not, again, tell you, I'm the administrator. When you select it, you can see the licenses, latest information, see all in the message center. You can also get here, you can enable the plugins to allow or disallow the Copilot to log into the internet. As you can see, we have, this is what I'm talking about. Let me show it to you. This is what I'm talking about when I go to Copilot. This is if I want to allow web and work. This is the difference. If I enable it to use the web, it will be enabled. Else you will see only work, and you will be only working from within the work environment. And after I finish this demonstration or these slides, will go with a bit of exercises or samples we can do with Copilot. But this is the one I'm talking about here, which is the plugin related to Microsoft Copilot, if I want to allow it to go to the web or not. As you can see here, public web content. Okay, and also we have additional plugins. Sometimes we have plugins to be added to the Copilot if I want to be allowed or not. Why do we allow or do not allow some plugins? If these plugins are coming from maybe Microsoft, then they should be following the security principles. But if they are coming from another source and I would need to add these plugins or allow users to add plugins, I might create what is called a hole or security hole within the environment. So it would be somehow dangerous, or I need to educate the users not to install any plugins unless they are coming from a known source or a well-known source, Otherwise, if I want to skip all the headache, I just disable plugins, and this will make my life easier. If any of the clients or many groups of clients needs a plugin, they would tell you as an administrator to check on that plugin. You go ahead, check it. Also allow the development department to check on the security, to check on the things that are used within this plugin in order to there are some tools for exploring the exploits in any software, so that plugin should be installed or not, if it allows any holes or any ways of messing with your environment. As you can see here, we have, this is what I was talking about, public content. If I want to allow it or not, I just tick it or remove it. Then this is the end of our 4 hours or 4 days that we have been passing through. This is the last slide. I would go to some of the demonstrations, and let's see what would you like to see or what will you like to do. This is like what you request will be seen or will be shown. Here is the, let's see the work. Do you have, did you use the Copilot at your side? Do you have it as a license? All of you have it as a license?
No, Khaled, we do not have it as a license.
Okay, so then I will first demonstrate with you the website in order to show you that I use it for many things. So if you have anything you would like to demonstrate, let me know. Else, let me just go with the samples I prepared for today. If you have anything you would like to discuss or test, let's do it together. Do you have anything in mind?
No, we can just go with the samples you've
Okay.
already
So
prepared.
I will just ask it to give me and to generate for me anything related to what I am discussing with you. Okay, so I would type, I need a plan to deploy Copilot into my environment. Okay, let me just type MS Copilot, so it would be. So again, regarding the prompts that we give, we should do as much as we can a clear prompt. This is the most important. Do not use too many words. Be specific as much as you can. And as I told you, and I showed you yesterday, we have, this is what we call the Copilot Studio or Lab. Let's say Copilot Lab. As you can see here, you can select a lot of prompts, or you need to select the things that are related for Copilot, the main one. As you can see here, it will show you the prompts that are related to Copilot, the Bing chat that we want to use. As you can see here, we have different demos or different types of things that we can use. And I have what's called here prompts to try. And I would select the application I want to see the prompts that are related to it. My mouse sometimes goes crazy, and this is one of the times. Okay, I would select Copilot for M365. Here it can show you the prompts that you can use with Copilot, the free version and the work version, because as you can see, catch up on my meeting, what's new, start the conversation, or you can just follow with the other. As you can see, we have a lot of prompts that are like to help you how to start talking or extracting information from the Copilot or the Bing Copilot that is free. So here are some prompts that you can use: generate ideas, stay on top, prepare for the meeting. All of these can be used within the work environment. While what we're talking about here is the free version. Well, I am using now, I need a plan to deploy MS Copilot into my environment. Okay, let's see the response of Copilot. Oh, yes. So as you can see here, assess your environment, make sure that you have the identified requirements, compatibility check, prepare your infrastructure, blah, blah, blah. So one another thing I would like to do is, can you put these steps into a table, or put these steps into a table? Okay. As you can see, it created a table. It is not very منا كثير ظابطة التable. You can here, when it is here, you can edit it with Excel. It will take it to Excel and you can use it. Okay. Okay, you can see that. Okay. Here is the description of each step. Okay, these are the steps that are required. Then create a PowerPoint, just displaying or showing you what is related with Microsoft. Then we'll go to another thing. Would you like me to create a PowerPoint presentation? Yes, please create the presentation. It will create the presentation and it will be downloadable and we can see it. Here we are still using everything for free. We are not using anything that is related to payment. What we can see here is the free version. Okay. Okay, then that is ready and I can use it. It is ready here. I will open the file. Okay. I will just be working on it. Just 1 second. Let me get this crazy mouse running. Okay. Okay, this is the presentation. As a free tools that I can use from artificial intelligence, I have all these. This is my version. Is not the one supported by Copilot. I don't have Copilot here because this version is not supported. But here I have some plugins that are powered by artificial intelligence. All I need to do is select all the slides and go into design. And here I have the themes. Just in a quick way, I just select any theme that I want. As you can see here, we have different themes. Let's select this one. And here is my presentation ready. And here I have different plugins that I installed. If you like to know how to do that, you go with add-ins. These are coming from artificial intelligence and most of them are free, and you can have, if you don't have the license, you can add like the Ghostwriter or the Autopilot. Both of them are similar to a Copilot if you don't have the license. Okay, and you can start typing your request. Okay, then this is what I have got from the free version of the Copilot. I will now go to the work version or the paid version that will help me on my work. As you can see here, this is the main screen. It is not the one that is related to any of the Microsoft applications, not Word, not Excel. This is the one coming from main Copilot or from the Bing. It is now my home screen that can show me the recent files that I have been working on, and I can just ask it to do any of these prompts, and I can see also different prompts that I can have here. You can see, okay, these are the things that I was working on. Let's say I will ask it to recap. As you can see, these are the courses that we have been training on. Let me just tell you something. Whenever you type something like any command, here is the recap, and I needed to access my environment, I would select the backslash, okay? The backslash is the slash that it is allows it or makes it operate and show me everything related to my environment. As you can see here, I have the all, I have people, I have the files that I was working on. It can just show me the files that I was working on, okay? And I can go with the meetings and with the emails. So I would be selecting any of these items and it will recap me about that. Okay, I will tell it to recap and I will ask it to do that. There is one thing important I also need to show you, but just let me just demonstrate these things. As you can see, it is summarizing what we have been studying and it is recapping it for me. This is, okay, here is a recap of the session 1 on July 25. The session was organized by Ammar, blah, 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 and it shows many things that were related to that. Okay, again, if I need to go with any of the files that I have, I would go with a new Excel. Let's start with a new Word file. Okay. This is a blank document. As you can see here, we have the Copilot. And if I need to that, I can use it from here. I can use Alt plus I. Here, I would like to describe what you like to write. Okay. Summarize. Okay, summarize. And I will select a file from the environment that I have. Okay. This is Copilot Marketing Plan. And we'll press on Generate. It is just summarizing a large file that I have. Okay, I will just, okay. After it is done, if it suits me, I will keep it. If not, I would ask it, please rewrite the summarize into, let's say, summarize into one page. If it can, let's see that. It is done summarizing that. Of course, I'm not looking into the results, but I'm just showing you the power. Then now translate. Let's see the translate into Arabic. Okay, so I don't know of your evaluation of the translation. Here we have the editor. We can see the suggestions, the spelling. We have, I will ignore it because Copilot is an English word. Then I have Microsoft, I ignore all also. Then I have skipped I erased the editor score. Let's go with grammar. Can it do grammar for Arabic? I don't think so. Then this is the most of things that we can do. It cannot. So, ما بعرف, do you like the ترجمة, the translation here? Is it good?
You're muted.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. How does it know that there are 17 grammatical mistakes if it cannot see them?
I guess it is related to the English way. I guess this is what I don't know exactly how it discovered 17 grammatical mistakes. I guess it is coming from the English language, not the Arabic language. Maybe يمكن يكونوا alignment, you know, at the end it's something, it's a machine, it's not a human. Maybe the alignment is one of the methods of the things. Let's just keep it and select all and do the alignment in a way it is right to left. Okay. As you can see, you should, in general, I guess it is a good one, but you can just work on the design, on refinement, simply because as you can see, when I press on the grammar, it doesn't do anything. Bala, it is doing. You can see these are the things,
yes,
like the space between. Okay. See? No, it's perfect. احذف المسافة الزائدة قبل علامة الترقيم. Okay, no, it is good. بيناتنا,
Yep.
it's good.
But
Okay.
shouldn't Copilot be able to do that on its own? I mean, it wrote the essay, so technically it should know when to put a comma or not.
I didn't hear you well. What did you say?
I'm saying that this was written by Copilot, correct?
Yes, صح.
And translated by Copilot.
Yeah.
So shouldn't Copilot know on its own that it should not place a space before the comma?
This is, I guess, coming soon, yes, because they are still working on that regarding some languages. In English, I guess it is done, but in Arabic, because it has still a problem with that. Now, the new version coming, I think, at the beginning of the next year would be just a bit better in Arabic translation, and especially in these things that are related to we call it annotations, or we call it, I don't know, يعني التدقيق اللغوي. إلى شيء كلمة المصطلح أنا ناسي. It will be much better, I guess, in the next version coming. Let me just tell you one thing about also Copilot that I wanted to show to you. This is the web again, because there are these options. I don't think they are available in the free version of chat. Here I have on my desktop some images that I have. Okay, or files. I will just go with the files. As you can see, I will select this file and open it. لا هيدا طويل كتير. Let me go with this one. Doesn't take a lot of time. It just also can select any files from within my computer. I can say analyze.
Yeah, I think this part is similar to ChatGPT.
Okay, maybe صح, you're talking right. But the 3.5 cannot analyze images, as I know.
I tried it on PDFs. I did not try it on images, actually.
Okay,
so
let's now here select an image. As you can see, let's put this one. This is my fishing gear. Okay. Also analyze. Analyzing privacy, blur hides from Copilot. New topic. Let me use a new topic. ضيع. This is the context. This is what is when it loses context. Okay. I will put this one. Let me see. Or describe. Let's try describe. Describe. Okay, this image shows a close-up of fishing reel. It's an Avenger. Now, what do you know about it? What do you know about the Avenger? So you can just continue walking, asking it, since it quote what is meant by the question. We have the context, so we can continue with that. Another thing I want to show you is that it has how it follows the principle of AIs that we were talking about. Here I am putting a picture that includes people. Okay, and I will ask it to describe, and let's see together the answer that is coming with some notification or like a note about face recognition. Okay, as you can see, the image shows 4 individuals walking side by side on the street in the daytime. You see the details. They appear to be in a casual setting, possibly friends, as they are close together, and 2 of them seems to be holding hands. This is what I'm talking about. The faces of the individuals are obscured by brown triangle rectangles, likely for privacy reasons. This is it is a feature in artificial intelligence which is called face recognition. It is not allowed for public, so you can't use face recognition application unless you have a certification or a license to do that. This is a legal thing we're talking about. It's not a software or something you purchase, because they respect the privacy of people. So if any question, or if you are going to ask any questions related to that from here, you will not be getting the answer. But of course, if you want to test this, you can go into Azure and OpenAI if you have a license, and you can just see the face detection or face detection and recognition services. So this is what I wanted to demonstrate with you. So you can now get a picture with some text on it, and also ask it to extract the text from these images or from these pictures, and you will be getting the information. I hope that you have enjoyed the presentations we had. And again, thank you for attending. And if you have any questions related to that, please let me know.
Thank you, Khalid.
All right, thank you.
You are most welcome.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so much.
Thank you.
See you.